Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you guys, I've been working on my social media today and I'm like, I'm gonna jump on there. I'm still in my pajamas.
That's okay. Um,
I
you
just
are
want
well,
to
I
support
completely got
it.
the days mixed up.
You
You got the days mixed up. Well, I thought it was the 7th today. And I was like, when you sent me that message, I'm like, hey, wait, something's wrong here.
Yeah, something's definitely wrong, Biliana. We're supposed to record today.
That's all
Um,
right. I'm here now.
yeah, good job. And thank you, Angie, for registering because you're our only registrant. Oh Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. So,
Aw.
but I figured I'm like, we had such a great time in our last chat that, you just wanted to come on again and make it live and because your other episode's not going to be posted right away. I was hoping there was gonna be other people in here because I didn't put any makeup on or anything. I'm come and support my friends. Aw, you're so sweet. I'm gonna hit the live button and record and start
Oh,
the
Lord.
episode. You'll be fine. You look great. I'm always au naturel, so it's the best way to go. I'm trying to get more comfortable with it because when I do, like I had makeup on yesterday and like for a few days and like my eyes will water and stuff. Even though it's natural, it's bothering me. So I don't know, guys. Like I think I'm gonna have to get used to being like Prairie Woman. Yeah, why not? Um, I prepared some questions because I was really, we might get some people pop on in a chat online.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's try to
like,
manifest them.
yeah. Well, it's funny because I said to my fiance earlier, I was like, honestly, it's like I'll be happy if we got one person sign up. And then when I check in and you had signed up because I hadn't checked the registration in a couple days. So, but what I thought, because we've already had a good episode together and we want this to be live, but I know that you've been following us for a while. You've watched a bunch of our episodes.
Yes.
So I thought we could kind of like talk more. What are you laughing for? Oh, the dog.
I'm sorry, her dog, because it looks funny when it comes in and there's
Yeah,
no dog there. So I'm
yeah,
sorry.
it's just the shape of the dog. It looks like Billy Honest kissing the clouds.
Yeah, it does.
Um, but yeah, so I thought we could just kind of like reflect on all our various episodes. And I have a couple questions like what's your favorite episode and those sorts of things. And we'll just see, of course, where it goes from there. Sound good to everyone?
Yeah,
Billiana's being licked to death.
such a sweet puppy. I know.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. So I
Well,
think,
we're live already on YouTube. So,
yeah, I haven't, is it actually live? I haven't hit
yeah,
place.
yeah,
Is
it's
it,
live. I
so
was
like
watching us.
you're watching us, but what's the play button for then? Or is that on
No
my
idea.
end? Oh, so we've been
I know.
live for
I was
this
just
whole
watching.
thing.
Oh, yeah, I was been
Live
watching.
this whole time. That's cool.
That's right.
Okay.
That's okay. It's good for people to see how you really are.
Hi. I didn't know we were on. Because I thought I had to press play on the YouTube thing. I did like a test meeting for this beforehand to just try to figure it all out. And well, I was surprised I at least got to that part, but yeah, okay.
I didn't know
Cool.
you
So
could
we've
go live on YouTube like that. I thought you had to have a thousand subscribers.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to like remember how it's when you go to create on YouTube, there's a button that says go live. And so you
Oh,
have to have the go live on YouTube and then you also have to in Zoom enable live streaming. And then
okay.
you click the live streaming in Zoom and then it'll open up in YouTube. So,
Okay.
okay, well, I'm gonna officially welcome and start the episode once I hit record. We won't do a screenshot for this one like we've done before, I don't think. I'll just go for it. Billiana, are you good on your end? You seem a little got some things
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on in the background.
Yeah, no, I was gonna like move somewhere quiet so they can be noisy.
Oh, okay. Did you need time to move?
Yeah, I'll literally just walk there. It's all
Okay.
good.
We'll wait till you get there.
But you can start. Oh, I'm listening.
Oh, okay, sure. Hello, everyone, and welcome to not only another episode of Dream Oracle for You, but this is our first ever live episode, which you'll be able to watch the recording for in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you all for being here, those that are actually here and those that are here with us in spirit. Today, we are very excited to have Angie join us once again she just can't get enough of us, clearly. Today we're just going to chat about dreams in general, about things that have stood out for us in the podcasts, some of the things that we enjoy from the podcasts. And if you're tuning in on YouTube or anywhere else, feel free to drop us some questions if you want to get in on the action. And yeah, Billiana, are you good to say hi and welcome everyone?
Hello and welcome to our first live. So this is obviously raw because we're still figuring it out. So I like it like that because we're all like trying to figure out all this technology stuff and yeah. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting asked for a cup of tea. Oh,
It is that time in the morning for you.
yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited to see where we go with the chat and yeah. I have some dreams to share, but also like just my processing of what dreams are after like all the chats we've had recently, like especially with Angie. And then I watched a video on Bieber yesterday, and it's just like my mind's like just now it's time to process it and even just talk it out loud with you guys might help, let it land and sink in. So yeah, let's get into it, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. So the live session is still going on YouTube, right? Because mine's like lagged behind, and so it's like about 5 minutes behind.
It's still going. Yeah, it is slightly behind.
Okay,
Um,
just
not much.
yeah. So it seems like I don't need to have it going on my end because that's going to be distracting for me. Well, Angie, welcome again as our guest on Dream Oracle for You, and we just really appreciate you supporting us today, especially for this first live event of ours, and we're very excited to chat with you again, all things dreams.
You're welcome. I honestly, I just wanted to support you guys with your first live event, and I kept watching the time, and I thought, "Ooh, I gotta hurry!" And because I just been working today, I've just been working on my spiritual chat live videos and social media because I'm launching my spiritual development course. I was putting together a reel, and I was so frustrated. I almost messaged you, Sarah, because I was thinking I could not get this music file from this epidemic sound to go from my computer to my phone. And I was so frustrated, but I did figure it out. So excited. So anyway,
Yay!
just so I'm all on natural, but I'm here supporting you guys 100%.
Thank you. Oh, we love it. Absolutely love it. And I love how you're just always following us, always leaving comments and everything. And it's just much appreciated and much love goes out to you. So thank you.
We should be supporting each other. There's no competition in any of this, and we're all on a spiritual journey, and we all have so many gifts to share and give, and we all have different little nuggets of information and stuff. And I just think it's so important that we all gather together because we're so much more powerful that way.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And it's definitely not a competition because we all, like you said, we all have different gifts. So that means we have different things to share. And so there isn't really a competition. It's more just kind of like, hey, this is what I've learned. Come listen. And and it's just just knowledge transfer really and sharing. So
Yes.
it's really great when you can have people on the same wavelength come together and just make a most amazing conversation.
I agree. I agree. That actually feels like what's happening more and more. It feels like as people are raising their vibrations and their consciousness, it feels like more and more of us, because I've had more people reach out to me this week and say, I need to talk to you, I need help, like, and they've been on their spiritual journey, but they kind of got, pulled to the side of the road, like their car stalled or whatever, along the way. And now they're trying to fix their car and figure out what's going on. And I feel I was feeling like I told you during the interview, I'm sitting up here on Oracle Mountain, but now I feel like people are wanting to come up on Oracle Mountain. So it's like really, it's feeling exciting right now. It's feeling exciting. So
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting time to be alive, that's for sure.
mm,
And to be here
Yes,
on this
I've
journey.
been noticing that too. So, especially with the immediate people around me, like my family or friends and stuff,
yeah,
that they don't really know what to do, but they're starting to question things. They're looking at themselves like if they're like health issues or,
yes,
having conflict with someone else, they're starting to question these things and go, why is it like that? Like, why does it have to be like that? And so I just say to them, like, you have a choice. Like everything in life is an offer, so you can either accept it or reject it. And yeah, same with the dreams. You can. I was saying to Sarah the other day a dream that I had, and it's just like past thoughts that I had, patterns that I'm trying to clear and change and get through. But I suppose maybe coming back into my reality, either a reminder that I've grown and I'm not thinking those thoughts anymore, or it's uh, old timeline coming in. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's quite interesting to have that awareness to be able to think about that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to people, like, their awareness really coming to the forefront and asking these questions. They don't have to figure it out all at once. Yeah, like us, we're still figuring it out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
absolutely. I was actually in preparation because I did do a little bit of preparation for today's episode. Um, I just like kind of went down memory lane and was looking at the various episodes that we've put out, which this is episode 35, and Billiana, you joined episode 8, episode 9,
yeah,
something like
yeah, I feel
that. So
like it was that. Yeah, it's gone
yeah,
quick, hey.
it's insane. I mean, it was like since November, I think October,
Yeah,
November.
we pretty much when we met and then bam, we're straight into it. So
Yeah,
it's
we
yeah,
just
it's
like got completely
yeah,
like I said, I didn't know I needed a co-host until I met you, and then I was like, yeah, you're my co-host, whether you like it or not. You want to be my co-host? Hello. um,
yeah, and that's so
yes,
great. Like meeting you, Angie, as well.
yeah, we've met so many amazing people, and
Wow.
what I've loved about growing this podcast as well has been, in my journey up until I started the podcast, podcasts have been kind of part of my spiritual growth, listening to other podcasts like, we talk about Narita a lot on here. Hopefully she's watching. um, because Rock the Ripple, it's just, I used to, every Sunday, I couldn't wait for another Rock the Ripple episode to come out and who it was going to be and whatnot. And, several of her guests led me to other podcasts and, one thing after another. And then, as we're building this podcast, I'm like, well, I really want to talk to that person that was on Narita's podcast, or I want to talk to this person, and it's really interesting because all you can do is ask, right? And you like when we had Biba on, like I've listened to her podcasts, her episodes several times long before I started DreamOracle4U. And so I would never have dreamt that I would be like talking to her, about some of the stuff that she talks about. So it's been a very fun and interesting journey, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah, so true. You know, like yeah, we tend to put people on pedestals like because they're online, but they're just like us, trying to figure out the world. So
Yeah,
and
absolutely. And then we're
that's
able to come together and talk about it. It's great.
yeah. So suppose we should kick off some dream related things just to
Yeah.
see.
Do we want to jump into, so I've got a couple questions that I thought would be dream related, but kind of related to just the podcast in general. Or we can talk about
Go
some
for it.
dreams that have come up. I did also write down in my prepping for today, like kind of some themes that we've talked about over various episodes. And it's like, it's a big list. Like we have covered a lot of material, and a lot of this stuff, like I hadn't even necessarily thought at least in depth until we had the particular guest on to talk about it. So, we've talked about nightmares and fantasia and dreams, past life trauma, lucid dreaming, the various dream types that are out there, the multi dimensions of dreaming, numerology in dreams, dream interference or manipulation, out of body experiences, sleep paralysis, and dark entities, prophetic dreams, flying dreams. Like we've covered so much in what is it? I don't know, 20 plus episodes.
Yep. Yeah. It's been good. Yeah.
Yeah. Angie, what episode brought you into Dream Oracle for you? I'm curious on that
Um,
question.
I think it was Georgina's
Yeah.
because I didn't know you guys had a podcast going until her episode. And when I was watching it, I was like, who are these girls? And I'm like, wait a minute, they're the ley line.
Yeah.
They are. And then but I didn't like know and then I watched that episode, then I went to your channel and I started watching the other episodes you'd done and I was like, this is really good. And I just think you're a gem that no one's found yet because you have
Aw.
so much, but you are like you have so many awesome guests and everybody talks about so many different sides of the dream world and what dreams are. Everybody has a different like observation or a different little nugget of information to add, because all of your guests have, spiritual abilities and stuff. And I just find it fascinating because everyone has some kind of dream language that they speak and it all resonates. Because I'm like, oh, yeah, that speaks to me. That speaks to me. Like, so I always look forward to all your episodes. And I know I'm like, I'm like your number one fan because I'm always leaving comments and I'm always, but I authentically really love your channel and everything you guys do. So
Awesome. Thank you. And
Thank
I
you.
just saw we have Journey Through the Universe joining us through YouTube. So thank you, Urania, for checking us out and
Woo!
supporting us. We definitely appreciate that. And
I liked their episode too.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
were
it
really
was
cool.
yeah, I agree. Urania and Alexis, you guys are awesome. um, I don't know if you guys have the chat open, but Urania says definitely going to check out your sleeping paralysis episode as I've had many experiences beginning at the age of 13.
Yeah, that was a good chat
Yeah, it was.
with Rachel
And
Vaughan. Yeah.
yeah, and Rachel's amazing as well.
And they have
Yeah.
those girls, they have a live every Wednesday, right?
I
Or is
believe
it
so,
Thursday?
yes.
Because I every Wednesday I miss it. It's like every time I'm doing something, whether it's something, I have a coaching client or I have something going on, and I'm like, dang it, I missed it again. So,
But they do post their recordings, I believe, right, Urania? I
okay.
know you're listening.
I, I'm saying this because I'm trying to help promote them, but also like, like get some answers. I also think they'd be cool to have on Spiritual Chat Live because they had so much. I liked how they had, when you asked them questions, they each had a different perspective when they answered, and it was so profound. It was just really cool. I really dug them.
No, awesome. Well, I'm sure Urania and Alexis are very happy to hear that. And yeah, I mean, didn't I give you guys exchange? Did I give you their contact information?
I don't think so.
Well, I definitely
I
will.
don't think I asked though. Like, I'm not trying to be all stocky and stuff with
No,
your guests, but like,
no.
Why
Yeah,
but I
not? That's how
do
you get to
admire a
make
lot of
friends,
your
isn't
guests.
it?
yeah. Well, maybe I dreamt that I gave you the contact information
Maybe,
or
or maybe you
something.
telepathically thought, "Hey, here you go, Angie." And I just wasn't receiving that day.
Perhaps so. Let's see. Cool. Yeah, so they do have their recordings. Uh, and they also share them on Spotify as well. And so
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I
Yeah.
don't ever get on Spotify. I just
Sorry.
I
don't.
do have a question for you guys.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
yeah, about dreams. So I know you had a dream, Sarah, about a key, and I had a
Yes.
dream about a key. Have you recently had a dream about a key, like an old style looking key? Or if the girls in the
Um,
chat.
I've I have in years past, like in the last 3 years, and I actually found an old style looking key on the beach about 3 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
we definitely
And I
need to
kept
talk
it because
about.
I felt like it meant something.
Oh, you physically found an old style key. Oh,
Uh-huh.
that's interesting. It's funny because I actually do have one here.
Oh,
But
wow.
this looks, I mean, this actually, I think it was a wedding. No, wait. I don't know where this one came from actually. But there was like a friend of mine who got married and she had like keys and then she'd have like a little name tag with, her and her husband and the wedding date and everything on it. But I actually forget where this key came from, but it's been on my desk for like forever. But yeah, so Billiana, the dream with the old style key, I have not really decoded that yet for myself, but I remember you and I both had that a very similar dream within like a day or two of each other.
Yeah.
And mine was interesting. So the key was like kind of silver. It had like little blue gems at the top, and it definitely, had that old style look. And I was underwater. It seems to be a common thing for me. It's starting to become a recurring theme anyway, being underwater, being able to breathe, which is great. So anyway, I found this key. It kind of like floated to me. It was sort of on like a silver necklace chain. And I picked it up and I literally like put it into my forehead and like twisted. And then it was like I literally like stepped into my mind. It was like so freaking cool. And I was like, oh, I'm inside my mind. I'm like, I probably shouldn't stay in here very long. And then I like pretty much woke up.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it was definitely fascinating. What was yours about, Billiana?
Um, it was like a massive key, and there was someone standing in the way, like trying to hide the key from me. But it was like so massive that a person couldn't hide it.
That's
Um,
interesting.
yeah, that's pretty much the dream. Like I just couldn't get to it, and I've been like listening to different podcasts that are not really related to each other, and I also went into a church yesterday, and there was on the windows, the colored windows with the different disciples or saints or whatever. I don't know who it was, but they were holding two keys. And I'm like, well, there must be some symbolism around keys, um, that's yeah, relating to that. So, and because like it's starting to unravel, I'm being led to all these different things. So I'm gonna look into that. And then I was watching a podcast about Pentecost, which was today. If you know Pentecost Day, I don't know what's called. I don't know. Yeah, something to do with it's like 49 days after Easter that they have it. So yeah, so it's kind of like linking me to all these different things. Like I'm not into religion, but it's just interesting how they use things or like how things pop up in your reality. So yeah, it's some digging for that.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have anything coming through, Angie, about keys?
I actually do. Like you with your dream, I feel like actually for both of you, I feel like it's something to do with your, I don't like this word ascension because it's so new agey, but it is like where you're ascending to like your next soul frequency. Do you guys know what soul frequency you are right now? Because I can't tell because of the
The
thing that you
background.
guys have behind you. It's
Uh,
hard for me to read
I believe I have now reached diamond.
your diamond. Okay. And do you know what you are, Biliana?
I think Rachel said it was like a white, silver, white. I think white. Yeah,
You're only white?
yeah.
Really?
I think I remember her saying that. Yeah, like she said, it's the hardest like stage. I was like, oh, okay. Give me
Huh.
turn my background off.
Well, because if you're so white is like, does she, are you, your next one would be gold then in blue crystalline? You're going up, right? Is she saying you're
I
white
don't know.
because then below gold?
Not sure. I don't. I'm still learning all that stuff. So
Because white,
yeah.
white is white is a graduate soul for sure, but it's below gold soul frequency. I would have, yeah, you can turn your thing off and I can read you, but you have a white background behind you.
that wide enough?
We'll see.
This is great. Live aura reading. I love it.
Um, I might be able to do this side because it's a little yellow on the other side. You can talk or something, Sarah, while I'm doing this because
Yes.
it might take me a
Sorry.
minute.
For sure. For sure.
No, we'll
Oh,
sit in silence and wait.
yeah, but just like,
Yeah. Well, because the light and stuff, I'm gonna have to like hone in, so people might get bored in the silence.
no worries. Biliana, what is, I know even I might not have an answer for this question, but what has been your favorite Dream Oracle for you? Episode, not guest, but just episode. Like maybe, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. What's been your favorite episode so far?
Um, yeah, it's hard to pick one, but going off just how I felt after is probably Bieber's because um like just the way she talks and presents herself, she's like very calm. Yes, she can be a bit fiery, but she's like calm and like I love that she sits in the silence of like between, like each other talking. I'm like, oh, that's refreshing. So it was not necessarily like her herself, but like just the energy around the conversation. I just left the conversation like, yeah, that's good. And feel like anything's possible after that. Like, yeah, so yeah. What about you?
Yeah, it's really hard. Like I realized that when I was writing this question, Sarah, you're gonna have to answer this. And I don't want to like choose any favorites or anything like that kind of thing. But I think for me, it's a toss up between Alicia and Georgina's episode. So the numerology episode or the one where we talk about all the multi dimensions. Georgina's episode with numerology, in that episode, we actually decoded several of my own dreams that I had at that moment. And I hadn't really considered numbers in dreams before that episode. And since then, numbers have been coming up a whole lot more, or I've been recognizing the numbers a whole lot more, or maybe that's now a tool that, my guides or whatever can send messages through because they're like, oh, she's going to pick up on the number. And like numbers have always spoken to me throughout my whole life and was always good at math. And I really loved algebra and whatever. Um, so numbers have always spoken to me and they just stand out. And I still want to have, I either need to like have a one-on-one with Georgina or just have her back on the podcast again because I want to really like understand what each and every single number actually means and represents. Because I think it's so powerful for decoding your dreams because if you have a number come through, even if it's like the number of tomatoes that are sitting on your plate, there's an energy associated with that. And there's so much information that can be learned from the energy, the numbers.
Yeah, cool.
Angie, you have your hand up. Did you want to talk?
I do. I raised my hand on purpose this time. I know we had that problem with the but you're gold. You are
Oh, okay.
gold is, I mean, it is, and you have taken on that gold frequency. It is on your body. But I've also
Yeah.
seen some other colors, which I've been figuring out in the last couple weeks that I'm seeing angels light rays around people. So I was seeing a pink like above you and then an orange. So or I know I need to look at this chart real quick, guys, because I had a friend that does astrology readings. She sent me a chart for it, and I know orange is Archangel Gabriel, but I don't remember who the pink is. So let me look real quick. I think it's Shamuel, maybe. Uh, hold the line. I know we're live.
It's all right.
I said, hold the line. I know we're live.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Actually, Gabriel is a diamond white ray. So the pink ray is Archangel Shamuel. It's Chamuel, so I'm probably butchering the name, but it's transfiguring divine love, oneness, adoration, tolerance, and then the orange, and it was like orange. It wasn't peach because I was seeing peach in mine. This was orange, and I'm not seeing like the orange on here. But I do know that orange represents Archangel Gabriel. And that
Okay.
is like on here, Gabriel, it's saying Gabriel represents purity, hope, restoration, resurrection, ascension. Um, so your dream is kind of representative, oops, of that with you're having like you have this ginormous key behind you and you can't quite reach it yet. You know, it could be quite possible that you may skip from the gold to diamond. That's what I was feeling.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
okay. Very interesting. I just looked up you said it's Shamuel. It's
Yes.
then his name means he who sees the truth.
Mhm.
So
And the pink was like,
interesting.
it's still up there. It's like above, it would be above your left side, but I'm seeing it from like my right, like, yep, up there. It's like high up. And I was being very confused by this because I was thinking, I'm like, where are these colors coming from? Why am I seeing these? And it, and I work with different archangels like Michael and, Raphael at different times. So I know like when I see those colors in my aura, I'm like, yeah, it's there. Or the diamond, I recently in April, May, I went up to platinum, but it's hard when you go up in soul frequencies. It's really rough. So, but I'm thinking you're gonna skip blue crystalline. Like I just feel like you're gonna push on through and go straight to
Yeah,
diamond.
okay.
And then for you,
That's
like with your
interesting.
dream, your key, I feel like you're totally unlocking knowledge that has been hidden. I don't want to talk about this because you and I we talked privately, but um you're accessing the
Yeah.
knowledge that and opening all of that up. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that resonated with me when you said that for sure.
So, I know what I wanted to tell you guys. I this happens at different times and it's always a different symbol. It's not always the same thing, but I sometimes when I'm in a dream where I'm in an alternate realm, universe, dimension, whatever, there'll be something I use to get out of it. Do you
Mm.
guys have that? There was one dream where I used a pineapple. It was like a porcelain pineapple and I touched it and I left. And but it's not always that way.
I'm
It's not always a pineapple, like something else.
I'm pretty sure mine's usually a bathroom. Of all things. Like I remember there was this one place that I went to, I clearly like was not supposed to be there. And something that often happens with me when I'm in place, I've clearly have gone to like a different timeline or something. And I'll have like my actual cell phone with me that I actually own, in this reality. And then I will like be looking for a contact and all the contacts are different or like it doesn't make any sense. And then I end up like leaving the phone there. I never take it with me when I'm leaving that reality. But there's this one dream that I had. I know that I was like kind of hiding or like people in the dream were helping me escape from wherever it was I was escaping. And I ended up like going in this house and they're like, "Okay, yeah, you can go up. There's your bedroom, go up here." And the bedroom had like a bathroom kind of like in it or whatnot. And I just remember just getting to the bathroom and then poof, off I went. Like as in I woke up and it often happens. There was another one where this one was really interesting. So I'm trying to remember all the bits and pieces of it, but it's like I was sitting with friends at a table or something, and then I look outside the window and it's almost like people are playing laser tag or something. And like when I stood up, like one of the lasers was like coming at me, and then somebody like grabbed me, pulled me off, and then took me to a bathroom, and then whoop, and then I was out of that dream space again. So bathrooms for me, sometimes it's because I actually need to, like my actual physical body needs to actually pee. So I get up from the dream and have to promptly pee. Or it's like my escape route, which is interesting.
Okay. Which one of you guys was asked talking about, was it you about the numbers?
Just now when we were talking about our favorite episodes and numerology.
Yeah, because Georgina has a new course starting in July for her
Cool.
fundamentals where you learn all the numbers. And I took both her courses. I took the fundamentals and the masters, and I learned so much, and I highly recommend to take them if you're wanting to learn like more about the numbers and all that. And I think she's extended the courses in length. I don't know what the time is for you, like, because you know she's in Australia, but uh I don't know. I learned so much. The fundamentals is all about where she teaches you about each of the numbers and what they mean. And then the masters is getting into learning about the numerology and working everybody's birth dates and life paths and all that. But it's really, really beneficial to take. So
Cool.
we're just
Yep.
promoting everybody today.
Yes, you
Well, if
are.
anyone's listening, I'll put the link in the chat as
Yeah.
well,
Cool.
because that'd be good.
Mhm.
Because
So what
she's a cool chick.
Yeah.
very much so. So I know I asked you, Angie, what was the episode that got you into Dream Oracle, but do you have a favorite episode?
Mm, I don't, I'm, I really liked, I don't, is it Bibi or Biba?
Biba, yeah.
I liked her episode because she spoke to me spiritually with everything she said. And um, then there was another lady, she was from England,
Oh, was that Becky Barron? Rebecca Barron?
maybe. I think there was a couple ladies that you guys interviewed from England. I think you work with one of them, don't you? Or you've worked
Um,
with them or something like, oh, my memory. I wasn't prepared to do that.
sorry. Should
Sorry.
have sent you the questions beforehand.
I know. Um, of course, I loved Rachel's, like talking about the dream paralysis and all of that. Um, Man, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna look on your
That's
YouTube
okay.
channel and tell you because but I did like the girls that were um what it's called, Interverse. I liked
Mhm.
their episode too. You have to jog my memory about what you guys talked about in each one because I just remember what sticks out is like the guest and like, oh yes, what they spoke about resonated with me.
Yeah,
You
well, we could do a rundown of our of our
know,
episodes.
right?
Um,
On
just give me a second.
your channel here.
And videos. So let's see. Let's do a recap of 2025. All of the amazing guests that we have had. We have had episode 12 was oh sorry, this one was just before 2025. So
Okay.
we had our first guest was episode 12 with Sarah Seeger. And
Okay.
in that one, we kind of just talked about a little bit about lucid dreams and just in general soul growth. Then our first guest of 2025 was episode 16 with Narita McInnes. And we were exploring dream dimensions and deja vu.
I don't think I've seen that one, but I need to watch that one.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I think I've only seen one episode of Rock the Ripple with, like when Rachel's been on there, but she seems like a very cool person, so I'd like to watch her stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely highly recommend. And Billiana's and myself have actually been guests on Narita's
Ooh,
podcast as
okay.
well.
Well, then I
So
definitely have to watch it.
yeah. Episode 17, we actually caught up with my fiance and we were
Oh,
exploring nightmares and their origins.
okay.
Episode 18 was a two-parter, and that was with Trevor Andre, and we discussed and Fantasia and a whole lot of things. Some things not quite related to dreams, but it was just overall a very interesting conversation. So much so that it came out in 2 parts because it was about over 3 hours total. So it's a lengthy one.
Yeah, so it was
uh,
a long venting session.
yes, it very much was. um, episode 20, so episode 19, Billiana and I just did a kind of a just talking about the connection between past lives and trauma. Episode 20, this one we were really excited. I mean, we're always excited for all of our guests, but this one in particular, we had a dream expert on, Melissa Johnson from the Dream Hub, and we were talking about lucid living and lucid dreaming. Then, of course, episode 22 was with Georgina, and we were discussing numerology. I skipped episode 21. Episode 21 was with Alicia Broch, I think her last name is.
Brachet.
Brachet, sorry. And she
Yeah.
has her own podcast, which is, it's escaping me in this moment.
Cosmic Gateway.
Sorry, Cosmic Gateway, that's it, yeah. And so we were talking about dream types and multi-dimensions. Episode 24, we caught up with Trevor Wee, and we were talking about out-of-body experiences, premonitions, and like dream symbols. Episode 25, whew, there's a lot. Episode 25, we interviewed my sister, and we were focusing on dream and like taking control of your life and dreams with intention, which was a good episode. And she, like, my sister started following our episodes because I just started talking to her about intention. I'm like, well, if you set an intention before you go to bed, you can actually kind of influence what can come through in your dreams. And so she said to me, she's like, so if I wanted to dream about horses, if I just set the intention to dream about horses, then I'll dream about them. And within a week, she had dreamt about horses like 3 times, and horses are like her spirit animal. She loves horses and everything. So that was a really good episode. Episode 26 was with Becky Barron.
Yes,
And
her. That
yeah.
was one I really enjoyed too. She had a lot of great information and yeah, I liked her.
Yeah, I really liked how she just said that, like, dreams are when it's like your heart speaking to you. So it's like yourself speaking to you, which was really, really powerful. And there was some dream decoding in that one as well, which was nice.
So we're all pretty much crazy because we talk to ourselves.
I don't think so. Episode 27 is sleep paralysis with Rachel Vaughn. Episode 28, this one was an interesting one. This was with, what was his name? Oh, Justin McCarthy. And we were talking about dreams and kind of the psychedelic realm. So he deals with a lot of plant medicines and stuff like that.
I think I missed that one because I don't remember watching that one. It looks like I'm behind, girls, on some of your episodes.
That's okay. Lots to look forward to.
I know. I'm gonna have to binge watch.
Episode 29 was with the lovely, or the 2 lovelies, Urania and Alexis from the Journey to the Universe.
Yes.
Episode 30, this one was a fun episode too, actually. Episode 30 with Sarah Xanthos, where we talked about psychic dreams and nightmares.
Yeah, I did watch that one too. I liked that one. Yeah.
Episode 31, we spoke with Francesca Doer.
Was episode 30, is she the one that is the mama bear and does the stuff with her kids and stuff, or am I getting the guests mixed up? There was one lady I really liked what she said because how she works with her kids and stuff too, with their dreams and like their gifts, and because it reminds me of what I did with my kids. Was that her?
I think that was episode 30, but I think episode 31 with Francesca, there was also a little bit of discussion with kids as well. But in particular, episode 30 with Sarah Xanthos really talked about like the importance of being in the right frequency when you go to sleep, and how kids, can be at a really high vibrational state and then very easily get down to a lower vibrational state, which then means they end up in the lower dream realms, and then that's where they can have their night terrors and various nightmares and stuff like that. And there was also like an impactful, I've written them down somewhere, but I don't have the notes, so you have to go back and listen to the episode. But she had like this kind of like way to like raise your vibration very quickly by just asking yourself 3 questions. And one of them is like, what is it that you absolutely love right in this moment? She's like, sometimes that's you're drinking a cup of coffee, but you're just really loving it and enjoying it. And so it's like taking that second to ask yourself that question, and then just really appreciate and reflect on it in that moment can raise your vibration and put you in a higher state.
Yep.
Episode 32, this one was a fun one with Sarah Jane Porter, and we just talked about dreams in general and dream journaling. And
Yeah.
episode 33
Watch that
was
one too. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm
no, that's okay. I'm almost done. I gotta get through this. This is a lot. And then episode 33 is with Biba Logan. We just talked about, the episode was titled Dreams Are Not Dreams, but you kind of have to like watch the episode to know at what point I'm talking about that.
Yeah.
And then episode 34 has not been released yet, but will be released after this is recorded and posted. That was with the lovely Angie. And then
my episode, which I was cool to be I was excited to be, I felt cool to be number 34 because that's like my birth date. So 34, I was like, woohoo! I'm like right on track.
Oh yeah. And then episode 35, here we are.
And what's a 7? What's the 7 energy?
For me? Or just in
Or
general?
just in general, what's 7?
7 energy is like, it's multidimensional, but they're also very scientific energy. They're 7s will know information, but they can't always explain how they know the information. So they like to research and like try to back up how they know the information to prove how they know the information, but because they travel to different dimensions and different realms, that's how they know the information. They've gathered all that information, they've brought that information with them here. And because I have 7 energy, my life path is a 25/7. So I have a lot of information.
34.
There you go. So then so the the 7s, and then the 3 energy, like the 3s and the 7s will work together because the 3s are all about truth and channeling truth, and 3s can express themselves fully when they feel safe. So, the 3 energy has the creativeness. They like to be ta-da center stage, but they can only do that when they feel safe in the environment or around, Georgina always says 3s love 3s. That's true. So, when you're around a 3 energy and you feel comfortable and safe with them, then you'll open up and be yourself. But otherwise you're going to be kind of shy and hold back and not be your true self. So, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely resonates. And that was definitely true for Georgina's episode because all 3 of us were 3 energies. So we just had a complete hoot in that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7s are the ones too, which a lot of the energies do, but 7s are the ones that always feel like, because they're not from here, they're from another dimension, and so they often feel like the black sheep and like an alien or whatever. And I mean, we all kind of are though, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, that's so cool. Like the numbers, I suppose, like everyone's kind of taken notice of numbers over the years, like this, 1 1, or 11 11, I should say, 3 3 3, like on your clock or something like that. But it's not until you like stop and like ponder it and then really think about what it could mean, that's when it like starts to open up your perspective, and you might not have like the right answer, but like when it shows up, it's there for a reason. And
100%. I can
I
tell
don't
you
really get them in my dreams, but do you guys get them much in your dreams? Like
numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. I actually had I had 9 energy in my dream last night. And it was actually, I should probably share this dream because it was the most It was a very surreal dream. I woke up and I told Tim, I was like, the dream I had last night, one, it was very real, but I said it could have easily been like from a scene from a movie where like the machines completely take over or whatnot, because that's exactly what it was. And it was like I was in this build. I'm just trying to remember the order in which it happened because there were so many different things going on. It was like um I was running first. I'm always running in my dreams. Sometimes I'm actually wake up out of breath from running in my dreams. So I was running. There was like snow on the ground, but it was weird because I wasn't cold. And that's been a recurring theme for me too, where there's been snow in my dreams, but it's not cold, which is interesting. Um, so anyway, running my dreams, there's snow, and what I'm running from is actually like I would describe it as a giant insect, but the insect is actually like robotic. It's some sort of robot. Um, and there's a whole bunch of them. And so I'm like running, I'm going through wilderness and whatnot. And then I get to this like building, and in the building, it's like, it's almost like there's like a dome over the building. And it's like you can see, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like there was some sort of shield over the building. Like you could actually like kind of like touch it or whatnot. And anyway, so I end up meeting up with this person. She seemed to have good energy in the dream. And she's like, oh, here's your room. This is where you can stay. You'll be safe from here. You're far away from, everything that's coming. And Tim was like still back there with everything. Like I managed to get away, and Tim was like still fighting these robotic things. And anyway, the room number that she took me to was 234, which is where the nine energy was. Well, there's more than that. There's the two energy, there's a three energy, there's a four, but together they're also nine. And it was interesting because I kept on like looking out the window and not wanting to be in the window because they could like see me or whatever. And the room at first was very basic. It just had like a chair and a table. And I was like, well, where am I supposed to sleep? And then on the side was like a big closet that was kind of open. And then when I looked in there, I'm like, oh, there's like a couch and stuff in there, and it's away from the window. So I actually like went in and like laid on the couch, and then I woke up.
So two,
Interesting.
three, four are step numbers. So it's usually like you're on your way, you're like completing something, you're moving along on your soul path on whatever you're doing, but you're pregnant right now. So like in your husband or I keep saying husband, but it's your fiance.
It's whatever. We're common
Thing.
law.
Yeah, right. It is. I know that. I feel like all that's going to go away. Like having to have a marriage certificate and all that. Like it's just like who you choose to be with. Like you're married, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, it feels like you guys like he was protecting, like behind, protecting, and so there's like steps that you guys are doing to prepare for the baby to come and all of this. The nine energy, you can break it down in two ways. You can just say, okay, there's the nine energy, but you can't forget the other three energies that they are the step ones. So the two is all about unconditional love.
Yep.
Then the three, speaking your truth, but also being a divine channel to source, directly to source, having those psychic abilities and being very strong in those psychic abilities. The four energy, all about foundation. And also the four is about like health and healing and having that foundational, you know, I don't know if you want to say energy, but that knowledge there to heal. Kind of feel those numbers are about your baby.
Yeah, probably.
And
Probably.
then they add up to nine, which nine energies are they're master healers.
Yeah.
Like the nines, they have the energy of all the numbers combined, and the nines walk around and transmute and heal as I walk around, which is why it's so important, and not just for nine energies, but for everyone to protect their energy daily and practice energetic hygiene because as you're transmuting and healing, if you don't release that, it's going to become trapped within you. But like your child is, I've told you this a million times, a very powerful being that's coming in. So, yeah, it's a powerful dream there.
Yeah, no, it was definitely interesting. And it really felt like I was even like talking to Source afterwards. And I was like, I felt like I was in a different timeline, but like a futuristic timeline or reality. It was really, really interesting.
I just can't wait to see pictures. Baby's so sweet.
Oh.
Love little babies. They're just so sweet.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to, I mean, we all know, or we both know, or we have a feeling of what the gender is, but I'll have the actual sonogram in a couple of months, and then we'll actually know the gender, which is kind of cool.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I can't wait to fly out and meet the baby.
You're
Oh.
gonna fly out to see me and the baby?
I wasn't sure if you want people to know the gender, but because you've mentioned it many times, so I'm like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's until the baby actually pops out, we don't actually know, but
Yeah.
I feel it, and usually my feelings are spot on.
yeah, yeah.
You're the
Um,
mama, you know. You know, the
yeah.
other thing I was going to say about seven energies, because I got out my notebook from my class when I checked my classes, they question everything. So I call them the Riddler of the numbers. They're, riddle me this, riddle me that. They ask why all the time. So I was trying to help Liliana out a little bit more with her. And nature's your medicine. So I know I remembered like I felt like there was more I needed to tell you. Very analytical and scientific as well. So
I was like, oh, that's interesting because I was born on the seventh day, so
okay.
yeah.
A lot of times when you're seeing the numbers too, like for years now, I was being stalked, and I do mean stalked by like 707, 711, 717. And I finally asked Georgina about it, and she explained it to me. Well, my life path is, 25, 7, 7. But then, in literally the last few days, like everywhere I look, I'm seeing the sevens, and I'm seeing those numbers, but I'm seeing seven everywhere. And I'm like, okay, it's my life path number. And then the other numbers matter too. That's what, when I ask people, well, what's your life path number? And they're just like 7 or 3. And I'm like, no, what's the other numbers? And well, it's 12, 3. And then sometimes it's, 39, 12, 3. It's all the numbers matter in your life path number. So I was, I can feel it now when I tune into the numbers, now that I know more about them after taking her course. I can say, all right, I'm on track. I'm being told with that seven energy coming in, boom, boom, boom. You're on track. You're right where you need to be. You're doing exactly what you need to be doing. So the other thing I learned was to respect the five energy. And I have a lot of five energy in my birth date, and like in my quartiles, my last quartile is all five energy until I die, which sucks, but like I'm respecting the five energy because fives are sprinting energy, not long distance. And I always act like I'm a long distance runner with everything I do. And once I learned that to respect my five energy, everything's been going much better, much better. So
Amazing.
anyway,
No, it's really cool, and I appreciate going into
I'll get all fired up about numbers and be talking.
yeah, well, as you were talking, I'm just like, well, I think I'm gonna have to message Georgina and be like, this is an episode you might want to watch, because we get all nerdy about numbers.
Oh, me too. That would be fun to like say nerdy about numbers, like
Yeah.
because ooh, and then she could be all proud of me for like still having my notes and saying what I learned. But yeah. But seriously, I mean, I tell people all the time you should take her courses because that's where you're going to learn the truth about numbers. It's all
Yeah.
been inverted. Everything has. But it's a little overwhelming to everybody when they're all waking up right now, just like your family, Billiana, where you're saying they're realizing about the health and like this. And now when you say your numbers and it's all hitting everybody. And what you said the other day when I did the episode with you guys about, oh, wait till the end of the year. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's starting to happen now, but I could see after when I got to thinking about it and I went to sleep that night, I'm like, you know what? I think she's right because by October, I think things are really going to ramp up with everyone where they're going to be like,
Yeah. And I mean,
Oh,
I just
we have a
like,
question.
oh, cool.
Oh,
So, oh, so you say that, Sarah, and then I'll read the comment out.
No, I don't know what I was going to say now. I got too
Oh.
excited about the comment.
Um, Francis, I'm kind of stuck and I want to know when I'll be able to hear my guides.
Mm.
Blessings and light to all.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you, Francis, for tuning in live. We're very excited that I wonder how many people are listening. I don't know. So thank you. Thank you for listening in. Okay, well, Angie, myself, well, shall we tune in?
well, I mean, you know, I could
It's hard.
to be able to talk to your guides, the thing that I teach to people is you got to be able to open your gifts up. And in order to open your gifts up, you got to do that inner soul work. You got to be releasing those toxic emotions and healing inside first. That way you can help yourself to heal within to be able to uncover your gifts because your chakras, they'll be out of alignment, they'll be out of tune. You got to know who you're talking to and who you're dealing with, and in order to do that, you have to heal within first. So I mean, it's not that difficult. It's really not. But I mean, the soul work can be kind of tough. But once you start doing it, in the times that we're in right now, it's rather easy to be able to bloom and open up and connect with your guides and angels and all of that. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And to relate it into dreams, intention is super empower. So
mhm.
setting an intention for wanting to receive information from your guides. And I do recommend that you specify your guides of highest truth and compassion, or guides that are there for your highest good, because you don't want nefarious beings to pretend to be your guides and then loop you in that way. So just make sure that you're always clear with your intention, and making sure that you specify that it's for your highest good, and that you want to have communication from your guides of highest truth and compassion. And yeah, just ask for, literally set an intention before you go to sleep or throughout the day. I'm like, I want to have a message come through my dreams. And I don't have a communication directly with my guides, other than through dreams. I definitely just ask for things to come through dreams. And then it's a fun journey to decode the messages that come through, as you would have heard in this episode and many episodes before this one.
Yeah. But I'm the same. Like I think just like stripping back a lot of layers, I want to just have a clear like connection with myself. And not that it like having guides or anything is wrong, but
Right.
just to just clear everything out so I've got like some, clear thoughts for myself, and then I can, you what's the word? Not distinguish, but like work out what's good for me or what's going to be beneficial, and what's a distraction. So not necessarily what's good and bad, but just what's going to be for you, like you said, your highest good, or what's going to distract you or take you off your path, which possibly could be what's needed for you to learn a lesson or figure something out you haven't figured out. So, nothing's ever bad. It's all part of you're supposed to go through to evolve and shift. And
Yeah.
so whatever decision you make, it's the right one for you. So whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you feel, it's the right thing for you. So there's no,
Yeah.
there's no like one, you do this and that's it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely do agree with that, Billiana. And I like how you said how you like to strip everything else and develop that communication with yourself, because really your ultimate guide is yourself, because nobody knows you and what's best for you better than you. So definitely developing that communication with yourself is the best way forward,
You
and
bet.
dreams are a way for yourself to communicate with you.
Mhm. Trusting your
Oh,
gut.
she said, thanks, I've heard them and had dreams, but not now. But you go through stages.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you have your ebbs and flows. So, I don't dream all the time. I don't recall my dreams all the time. So, it's normal.
But
Yeah.
it is normal to a point. It is also there's um there's just a lot of interference that can come through dreams as well. And so part of the dream interference is not having us to recall our dreams. But again, with setting your intention to be like, when I wake up in the morning, I will remember my dreams, and actually setting the intention for that. And one of the ways that I work on myself with dreams is to, again, the power of intention is before I go to bed, I'm like, okay, I want to be shown what's the next thing that I need to work on, or what's the next thing that's going to help me become the better version of myself. And the power comes in being able to decode your dreams, and that comes with learning your own dream language and all of that. I know that I've had dreams. I don't know. I feel like I've said this one a million times on the podcast, and I don't want to feel like a broken record saying it again. But to me, it was just it's a good example of asking for something for you to work on or to be shown, and then to reflect on. So in a dream, I was talking to my ex, having a very, a very friendly conversation with my ex who had cheated on me and stuff. And I woke up from the dream. I was like, oh, would I actually be able to sit down and have a conversation with my ex at this moment? And I realized that I hadn't fully let go of that situation. And so it was just a prompt to, heal and move on from that by having that dream come up. Francis also says, do I need to clear my chakras? So Billiana, you could actually, since you're putting all the links in, you could put if you don't mind me promoting myself here, you can put a link to my About Me page for Dream Oracle, because I do offer a very, very basic one-on-one session to help you clear and manage your energy fields. And so that's something that you can work out or check out without going in and, doing a full-on kind of connection. I mean, likely the fact that you're asking that question, you probably do need to have some sort of clearing in your energy field, Francis, but yeah, it's energy management, and Angie talked about it as well. It's part of her spiritual development course to teach basic energy management and all that. So both, you have two people you can reach out for. You already posted Angie's as well. Yeah, the Oracle Blonde as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're amazing, like Sarah. It just there's no airy fairy stuff. You just pretty much just tell you like when you do it with me, you just tell me exactly what I need to know. You're very direct and clear. Because a lot of the light and love stuff, it's all airy fairy. Sometimes you just need a direct answer, or just some advice that's so clear that there's no misunderstanding. And so it's really good for you doing what you're doing, at both of you. But yeah, because I've had things that you've passed on to me that's helped so much, from the very first day that we met. And it's so if anyone can get in touch with you, that'd be good. And same with you, Angie. I'm sure I'll get on to doing a reading with you at some stage when I'm not so all over the place.
Yeah, I'd love to do a reading for you. I have I don't like all that stuff. I get it, but I think, doing things with love, and people say they do light and love, and when I'm working with people, yes, I transmute in peace, light, and love, but that's I'm transmuting the negative. I'm doing that, but I am unconditional love. I am truth. I am all of those things. That's in my energy. So I think people misunderstand. If you send light and love to something that's evil, it's like a gnat flying around it. You've got to become that energy. And when you are working as a light worker, when you're working to do that, you're sending an energy that's much different. You guys know this, working with the ley lines and all of that stuff. We're working with a totally different.
You do have to be careful when you send light or love to something negative though, because it can actually
I
create.
don't.
No, not saying that you are, but it was just how it came across. It kind of sounded
No,
like
I'm
there's
saying
people
I know
that do.
people that
Yeah.
do. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like a gnat. Like, plus people don't understand when you're doing that, you are attaching a cord from yourself
Thank you.
to that darkness.
That's
And so,
exactly what I was going to say. So thank you.
yeah,
Yeah. Which is
now
not, yeah.
it's it's just it's very frustrating to me. And I've recently had to make some decisions about some things that I didn't really want to have to make, but it's I just that's where we're at right now with a lot of, a lot of people that are coming into their gifts. So there's a lot of us like you guys and others. You guys are going to have to raise up. You're going to have to get louder. You're going to have to help people understand all of this because a lot of people are confused and we're not going to clear all this stuff out that way.
And the confusion is actually causing a lower vibrational state, which means that the darker forces then have like a way in to then make you even more confused and
Yes.
everything, because it's a spiritual war that we're on, right? So
Oh yeah.
it's yeah. So check out Angie, check out me, and we'll help you with the basics.
We got to work
'Cause
together. We
yeah,
got to work
Yeah,
together.
yep.
yeah,
Yeah, but
exactly.
it's not about people doing things for you. It's like lifting each other up with,
Yes.
you like when people I've heard this a lot, people call themselves healers and like some people don't like it or what like in English words are just all over the place. But
Yeah.
like you do your own healing. The healers are there just for support and guidance. So if you
Yes.
look at it in that way, you're your own healer. You're not healing, you're just stripping back layers and trying to remember who you are or what you are. Um, if you
Mhm.
start there, that's a good and being more in tune with yourself, love yourself more is like the best thing you could do for everyone
Yes.
because your energy is going to be, permeating out to others. So
Causing that
that's the
rock in the
simplest way
ripple.
to that's the simplest like if you're not being too specific, but like just focus on you. Don't focus on there's so many distractions, so it's hard. But yeah, just focus on you, working on what you love doing, being creative. That's what I'm gonna be doing today because it's just pouring down rain. I might do some
Oh, you as
drawing
well.
later.
It's been raining here today too.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We need it. It's a
Yeah.
bit of a drought and dry here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we're going to an art exhibition and check the art out and just like immerse yourself and be creative. Like don't worry about money so much. Just be creative and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And um yeah, I like
That's
that you
my
said,
rant.
yeah, no, it's a good rant, Billy, on it. Really good rant.
It was. It was.
um yeah, one of the things that I like, yes, I could work with somebody and I could clear up their energy field and, help all of that. But that's not what I want to do. I want to teach people how to be able to do it themselves. And so I actually call it an energy management one-on-one session. So I teach you how to manage your energy instead of like clearing your energy field or, whatever it may be.
I think that's what I have the most trouble with is because like when I was designing my website and stuff, I was having to put labels on everything and I don't like labels. I really despise labels and I don't know what to call myself. So when I say soul healing coach or spiritual advisor or psychic and all, yeah, I am those things, but I also believe everybody's those things. So
Yeah.
I just, I'm like a teacher. Am I a healer? I guess, yeah, because I've healed myself, but I can teach you how to heal yourself too. So I agree with what both of you are saying. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're Angie. That's it.
I'm
You're Angie.
Angie. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
Angela.
Angie.
Georgina tried to get me to go with Angela, and I'm just like, I don't know.
is
It's
is like
yeah.
is Angie your actual first name, or is it short for like a full name?
It's short. I'm
Oh,
Angela.
oh, you are Angela,
Yeah.
but you know.
Yep.
Now,
Best thing
what's
I ever
the
did that changed like I started using my full name again instead of Billy. I just of like not ashamed, but like kind of embarrassed because people couldn't pronounce my name, and I'm like, I'll just make it easy and just they can call me Billy. But as soon as I started changing it, oh, dog's fighting. Wait, out. Um, as soon as I started using my full name, I'm like, I feel more myself. But yeah,
I'm
so
working
it's
towards it.
been
I
interesting.
like your
Yeah,
name.
it's
I think it's
yeah.
pretty.
Can
Well,
you
I've had different versions of my name, so I don't care anymore. I'm like, you can pronounce me whatever.
have you considered the energy difference between Angie and Angela? Angie.
I think it's because I always thought Angela sounded so formal, and
Mm,
I was like, I just feel it does. It feels very formal to me, very grown up. And it's not that I can't be that way. It's just that I'm always very relaxed and I'm just me. And I don't ever try to put on airs or be like today. I uploaded a video and I made a couple blunders in it, but you know what? I'm like that all the time. I'm clumsy and I'm just me. So I'm not going to try and make it be all polished, because if you come to my course or you know, you do anything with me, I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm because that's how I am. So I think because Angie seems more relaxed, but I know that Angela is my birth name, so I should be like Billion and just put it in there. I did try earlier, like earlier this year. I tried to change my name on Zoom and it wouldn't do it. I actually typed it in as Angela. And when I saved it and when I got out, the next time I got on Zoom, it said Angie. So I don't know if that meant I'm not supposed to change it yet or what.
well, I just really, I really think you should reflect on because like there's a numerology energy associated with each letter, right?
Mhm.
And then you can actually come up with like the energy for your actual name. And so Angie and Angela are going to have two different energies associated with it.
I do.
Um, so, and just because Angela was your birth name doesn't mean that it is your name. It doesn't mean that it's the name that you chose to come here with. And if Angie actually really resonates more with you, and especially the Zoom thing, like I find sometimes when technology does things that seems really weird in the moment, it's actually like you yourself or your guides or whoever who are actually kind of like, just oh so subtly pointing out to you a particular thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be very curious to know what the energy difference is between
I
Angie
have to look it
versus,
up.
yeah, what the difference is,
Like,
because if Angie falls more in line with your life path number, then it's
yeah.
probably meant to be instead of Angela.
But like your name, your birth name, how it is on your, you know, your birth certificate, um, what you were named, like each of those letters have a number, but then it all adds up to like you have a soul urge, a soul expression, a soul destiny, and then what's the other thing? Good thing I got my notebook here. It's weird that I have this like right next to me for this. Each of it all comes out to,
And it's a purple notebook.
of course it is, because purple is my favorite color. I'm gonna have
Mine
to turn my
too.
light on, guys. It's gonna get kind of crazy, but it's getting kind of dark in here. Um, you have your, hang on. So you have your um soul expression, soul destiny, soul persona, and soul urge. So in each of them, like your vowels add up to your the soul urge. The soul persona is the sum of the consonants. The soul expression is the total of the vowels and the consonants. And then the soul destiny is the expression total plus your life path number, but before it's reduced to a single digit. So I'm giving you guys a little sample from Masters.
Ooh.
Each of those things, like, it's really crazy how each of those things represents about you, as your soul. So, and it says why you're here, what you're here to do. And so I don't know. It's just been, I would say the last year has been pretty life-changing from taking the numerology course, and then I had an astrology reading this last year, like a couple months ago with a lady. Her name's Layla Angel. And I have to, dang, it's like Eagle's Wings, something. I don't know. I have to look up her website. I can send it to you guys, but her astrology readings, phenomenal. Like she blew me away. I had my near-death experiences were in there, like everything. Everything was in my chart, and it just lined up perfectly with the numerology stuff I learned. She does
Mm.
numerology too, but like I was blown away. And it's hard to blow me away with stuff like that. It really is. Because
Yeah.
I'm always, I'm like, okay, I'll try it, I'll do it, But I was like, whoa. But your astrology chart is just like your name and your birth date. Literally, like everything is in your chart. I wish I would have had that like 30 years ago. It would
Yeah,
have
don't
been
we all?
so helpful.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping that's the future that we're moving forward to, right? Where everybody is going to know
Yes.
what, instead of getting stamped out a social security number, social insurance number, and then a birth certificate and all of this. No, you're gonna just know what your path and your purpose is here based on your numerology and your
Yeah.
astrology instead of it being taken and hidden from us and used
Yeah.
to their advantage. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't kind of reconnect with my name, like using Billiana, I wouldn't have my business name because it's all like tied in together. Because I work with herbs and I grow veggies, and me and my mum work together. All fresh produce, and we sell at the markets. And I'd use herbs like in my soaps and skin products and that sort of stuff. And my in because it's a Slavic name, or Serbian, Slovenian. So I looked up how my name is related to plants, and the word for plants or herbs in the Slavic language is bilier. So it's pretty much like the first four letters of my name with an e on the end. And I'm like, that's not a coincidence. Like it's so connected to my first name, and I work with herbs and plants, every day. So I'm like, I definitely got to use my full name. So, it's not a coincidence.
Yeah. Mm. I'm interested what your birth date is. Don't say it on here, but like I'm interested what it is to,
Oh, I can tell you, I don't care.
Well, yeah, we can do it offline though.
yeah.
But I'm a
'Cause
35. So what did I say? A 35
You
something.
said
I looked it up.
34/7, I thought. Didn't you?
30.
No.
No, maybe I'm no,
gotta
my
go
my
back and
seventh
listen to episode 22 and then you'll know.
seventh of the ninth 90. That's my birthday. But I'm a 35/8. There you go.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but I'm my seventh month, seventh day. Yeah,
Okay.
so I was
Dang.
like, oh, interesting. But when you were talking about like the fives earlier, that's why I quickly looked it up, and I'm like, oh, I'm a 35
Yeah. So the
and an
five
eight.
energy is insane. Fives are all about freedom, and they can seem very scattered and erratic until they find what they want to do. But then, in fives can play all the positions on a team, and they're very good at it, but they can't go for very long doing that. They're sprinting energy. So, but the eights are master manifestors. So like literally you can manifest at will and with money and stuff too, but you may have a little bit of a hard time holding on to it.
Yep, I relate to that so much.
That's why the numbers are real. That's why they have energy
There.
associated with them. Yeah. Sorry. I was just gonna bring it back to dreams, and then we'll probably just wrap up because we've
We
been
got
a
all
bit.
nerdy on numbers again.
Yeah, as I said, I'm gonna have to recommend Georgina watch this episode because we nerded out
I
on
did find the
numbers.
website for it before we go, like the astrologer, is that what it's called? Why is my brain farting right now? It's oneeagleswings.com.au. She's in Australia. So I'm telling you, she's really good.
Cool.
And she's
Very
very
cool.
thorough. And her readings are like in 2 sessions because it's like an hour and a half and then an hour and a half. She's very thorough. And the bigger package you get, the more sessions you have because she does so much. But I'm telling you, it's worth it.
One
Awesome.
So
eagle's wings.
one, like the number, like 10101E eagleswings.com.au.
Is it a
Very good.
spa? What does it come up with a spa?
You come up with a
What?
spa? Maybe I'll
Maybe
type
Yeah.
it
we'll
in the chat.
Oh no, it's on Eagles wings. That's come up. One eagle.
Oh,
Eagles? Is it
on Eagles.
Eagles?
Yes, EAG.
okay,
Guys,
guys.
I'm getting tired. That's why I'm so sorry.
No, no, that's okay. We're gonna wrap up here very, very
On
I just wanted
Eagles
quickly.
to put it in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, no, appreciate that.
AU.
Um,
Sorry.
so I had one last question on my list, my prep list for today, and that's about dreams, for both of you, I guess. And that is, how has your dreams changed since you've been on or watching the podcast?
Do you want
You
me to
go
go
first,
first?
Angie.
Okay. I had a
Billy,
feeling I was going to go
pass
first.
pass the buck.
Um, well, I will say that like I by listening to other people and other like you've had, the guest on there, the psychics and the different genre, it's made me expand my thinking about dreams and like um I would say that was the biggest thing to expand on what I knew because I'm knowledge thirsty, so I'm always willing to learn. I don't ever think that we know all we're going to know or that, I'm never arrogant enough to think, well, I know everything, because you don't. So I love learning and I have learned quite a bit like with the dream journaling and just I don't know, like the spiritualness of each of your guests. I love when I'm nerdy like that. I love when someone is more spiritually profound than me because I'm like, ooh, this person gets it. And they're like, and not that people are like above or below us or whatever, but when someone is more like Biba, or there was another guest where I was like, ooh, this person's like, they're up there. I they really speak to me in a spiritual way and and I'm going to rewatch her episode because I like to do that and take notes because I'm nerdy like that where I love to learn and I think all these people and I wouldn't have known these people if I hadn't watched your episodes, but I think these people have a lot to say and have a lot to learn from them.
Aw,
I hope I
awesome.
answered your question, but
No, I think you did. It was very
I get all
beautiful, and
nerdy.
I no, I love it, and I really appreciate all your love and support, Angie, and um, hopefully our guests are learning something, as well, and following along with that too. I like how earlier you said that our podcast is a gem that hasn't been discovered yet, and so I look
Yes.
forward to the day we are fully discovered.
Just wait. It's coming because I was sitting here and I was listening to you guys talk and I was like, they're so cool. And I was thinking, I thought, pretty soon, 3 to 6 months, you guys are going to blow up,
Yeah,
like in a very good way.
yeah, absolutely. I agree. Definitely agree with that.
I'm feeling that too. And it's yeah, not being impatient, just kind of like going with every day. Every time we do like a chat and like we're just being amongst it is like the excitement, the journey.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter like how many viewers or subscribers we got.
Right.
That's the end result. Not end result. That's a result of like our excitement, our passion, our drive. You know.
Yes.
So it's just a 3D physical like representation of like what we're doing. So if you strive for likes and stuff, yeah, it's not the right way to do it. But
No, we're
No.
here to be service really
yeah,
to those who need what the intention I always set for every episode we do, and especially when I post it online, is I was like, this episode is going to reach who it needs to reach, who needs to hear this message. And I just have trust that that will happen. Whether that's today, tomorrow, 3 years from now, who knows? That's why it's posted online, because at least as long as we have internet, it will be available for whoever needs to hear it when they're ready. And as you pointed out, Angie, with a lot of people coming online, if you will, this year, this podcast is definitely going to be there for when they need it, in a few months down the road.
I always say if I help one person, I'm doing what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
So
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, Billiana, you don't get off the hook with the question.
No. No, it's all right.
Yeah.
I can't. There's not just one thing that I can say that's made a difference, I suppose, in my life doing the podcast. It's pretty much everything.
The question was, how has your dreams changed since joining the podcast?
Oh. Well, that's the thing. It's like not just the dreams, but yes. Okay, they've been more like what's the word? Direct. Like a lot of my dreams were kind of like weird and what's going on and that sort of stuff. But since then, they've been a bit more like less subtle, more specific. So I don't have to like decipher it as much, and focusing more on my intention. So we always talk about intention, and it's so good. Like people don't realize like how important it is. Like even yesterday I was telling people, because it was raining and we wanted sunny for the market. I'm like, just the sun's coming out. Just keep thinking the sun's coming out, and eventually did. But then people start talking about rain again. Rain came back.
Yeah.
So like focusing more on the intention has really helped with my dreams. Writing them down, and not just writing what the dream was about, but drawing any symbols, how I felt the day, because I go back in the book, and I'll open up a page, just a random page, and I'm like, it's a similar date or time of the year that I relook at it. So it's almost like a year to that day that I look at it. I'm like, oh, that's just like synchronistic. So yeah, I suppose that's probably for me. Yeah.
No,
If I
very
answered
cool.
your question, all right.
I think you did, and I'll give my answer now.
Yes.
And it's funny because my answer is actually not that I'm taking from both of you, but my answer is actually a little bit of what Angie said and a little bit of what you've said. Definitely since beginning this journey with the podcast, and especially now since we're like recording on a weekly basis and we have so many different guests with such diverse backgrounds and experiences, that my awareness and expansion of dreams has just been massive. It's like every single episode was like getting broader and broader, and then those experiences were coming into the dreams, or I was able to have something happen in a dream and wake up and like, oh, that's what that meant. So definitely the expansion. It's like your mind's expanded, your awareness is expanded, and therefore the more you can get out of your dreams, both in messages, but also just like, I find dreams are fun, especially the flying dreams. They're just like, and I feel sometimes when I'm like on the right track and I set an intention before I go to bed. It's actually happened this week where I was like, okay, if there's a message that I need to know, in this moment, just send it through a dream, let me experience it in a dream. And this dream is a few days ago. I was flying, but I was flying with my mom, which is really awesome because that doesn't always happen. And what better, like, joyous, awesome experience to have than to be flying with your mom. And we were flying over the ocean, and there was like the moon was coming up, the sun was setting in the back. It was like warm. I could feel the warmth in the dream. And it was interesting. So maybe I'll share this part too. So I like look up at the sky, and the sky is peppered in chemtrails, and literally like 50 planes that are spraying that are spraying the skies. And I literally just laughed. I'm like, they're so desperate. I'm like, this is hilarious. I'm like, it's over. They're so desperate to lock in the grid and lock in everything. And I just like laughed. And then me and my mom, we like landed on this like hillside. And again, the snow, I don't know what it is about snow. I'm gonna have to dig in deep into what the meaning of snow is. And I put my feet on the ground. I'm like, it's kind of warm for snow, isn't it? And we climb down over the edge of the mountain. And then I woke up and it was just a very beautiful dream to just be with my mom, feel the warmth of the air soaring through the air across the ocean. And the ocean was like vibrant blue and it was clean and it was just a beautiful dream. It was a lot of fun. And so it's dreams like that that make me excited to go to sleep and dream, just to have that sort of experience.
Did you land on top of the mountain?
Yeah.
So the snow, purity, new beginnings, you're on top of the mountain, you conquered the evil, the chemtrails, all of that. The oceans were pure blue like they used to be. I'd say your dream is telling you we've won. We know we've won, and we just have to clear out the rest. We're like at the end of the spiritual battle, we're in the last few little, battles before we win this war, but
it's almost at the cleanup
aftermath
stage, really.
Yeah, I think the aftermath of it is where we're heading into, I feel, towards the end of this year, which you were talking about with people, with the waking up, and people are going to be like trying to have to deprogram and, all of that. That's what's coming. But it's still okay. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, we've done it.
Yeah, we've done it. We're
and
here.
That's why we came here. We came here to do it, to be there for
unplug.
those 100% on the unplugging. And so then the second part that how my dreams have changed is definitely through intention. And I think this really came very evident, Biljana, before Christmas when we did our little dream experimentation where we tried going to sleep without any sort of intention versus intention. And we also like tried to limit like sugar before bed and, different things that would influence our dreams. And, we couldn't even make it through a whole work week without intention because the dreams were just so all over the place. They were nonsense. It was just insane. And it really, really highlighted the importance of intention with dreams for me. That was even before we had guests, but that was like very, very profound for me. It's just like, this intention thing is really important. And it's come up over and over and over again.
Do you think the intention thing, that's an interesting, I'm gonna have to watch that episode. I've totally missed that one. So you guys did an experiment where you set intentions, but then you didn't set intentions, and then you watched what you ate before bed. But like the intention thing, was it more chaotic, do you think, because it was just a free for all, or do you think it was something else?
I think it was more because it was just a free for all, and that, because we're so easily programmed, right? We're so, there's so many things that can come in. And so if you're not setting an intention for what you want your sleep to be and what you want to experience and to be sovereign and not have things come into your field that you don't consent to, that not having that intention definitely allows that to come through. I might have to go back and listen to those episodes too, or at least we took some basic notes. I think that was, what episode was that? It was before we started to have
14.
14 sounds right.
We'll have to start it up again and do some like real, like at least a month worth of experiments.
Yeah, like summer reruns or whatever, but like do little reels or something to promote what you've had so far.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea too. So like before we started having guests, we were just all audio. We, sometimes Biljana would be like, it'd be like 10 o'clock at night and Biljana's in her bed when we were recording. So, we didn't really, we just, and we weren't exactly comfortable being on camera at that point. But then when we started to have guests, that's when we like, okay, we got the cameras on now, we're going to do this. Right. So it was actually episode 15 where it's called week 1 and 2 with the dream experiment. And And that's kind of, and we just kind of recap kind of our experiences and stuff through that.
I'm
We
gonna-
had intention, it was supposed to be a 6-week experiment, but we ended up starting it right before Christmas. And then, you know, trying not to have sugar during Christmas is really
I was
hard.
gonna
So it just,
Yeah.
you know, but I feel like in that moment we got out of the experience what we were meant to get out of that experience. And for us, it was really recognizing the importance of not only having intention throughout your life and how you live your life, but also then for your dreams. And that has been like the reoccurring theme. Pretty much intention is probably mentioned in every one of our episodes, to be honest. I could probably, you're talking about all these reels, I could probably like go through and clip every episode. Like, oh, they're talking about intention. Oh, they're talking about intention here.
You
Intention here.
could. You could make
Yeah.
a whole thing about it. Because if intention is everything with manifesting, with, like I've been working really hard with, my intention at what time I want to go to sleep, what time I want to wake up. But I don't know. It's been kind of wonky. I
Well,
am
it's
getting 8 hours of sleep, but that is my intention. But it's,
so set your, like, if you're feeling that you're not being rested after those 8 hours, you're
no,
probably,
I am.
oh,
I'm just
okay.
frustrated. I want to get up earlier, but I have
Yeah.
to get to sleep at a certain time because right now my body's requiring 8 hours of sleep. So it,
Well, if you're wanting to get up earlier, then that means that it sounds like you're going to be sleeping less than 8 hours. So you need to make sure that the number of hours that you're sleeping is actually fully restful. And I think, was it Melissa Johnson who talked about this? I think it was, where, or maybe it was a different episode, but like she would actually take naps in her dreams. Like she would actually set it so that she would rest more in her, like to get a more restful sleep by, yeah.
that that could work
Yeah.
because then I would get double sleep. So yeah, because I'm in a healing phase right now. So that's why I'm not putting too much pressure on myself to like, whoop, you got to get up at this time. Because if I do that, then I'm going to be tired and it will put me back in a hole. So I've just got to be more patient. But that would work.
Yeah.
If I set an intention to take a nap when I'm dreaming, I would get double sleep.
Yeah. Or like to, I think what I've set the intention for sometimes is that it's like to just have a rest, you could set the intention to nap during your dream, but just to, in general, just to have a very restful sleep. Because I know you've talked about it on the episode that's not gone live yet, but you talked about like how you're basically working, and we all are, the soul's doing its journey and its work, but sometimes especially, I think sometimes, not necessarily that we forget, but the physical body has needs and the soul doesn't have the same needs that the physical body has. And so the soul is just energetic and it's just go, 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 go. And physical body's like, I'm so tired, So, and what you do spiritually massively impacts the physical body
Yeah.
as well. So, like I did some clearing and healing earlier this week, and I got like so tired afterwards. I had to take a nap because it's just the amount that I was doing on a spiritual
Also
level.
growing a human.
Yeah, I know.
Growing a human. I'm thinking though, I set the intention within my dream. I go take a nap at the beach for 2 hours, even a 2 hour nap in my dream. That would give me an
8 hours.
extra boost.
You could, yeah.
I'm
You could
telling
like
you.
sleep 6 hours in your physical body and 2 extra hours in your sleep.
Yes.
And yeah.
This this was worth coming for right here. This little nugget. Just this
The
right
game
here.
changer.
Game changer. Well, I can't wait to hear how it goes.
I will let you know. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
excited to go to sleep tonight.
I'm excited to go to sleep every night, but yeah.
Well, I am too, but I'm like even more excited now because I'm
Like,
like,
because I gotta
"Ooh,
get
I
more
got a
sleep.
plan."
Oh, awesome. Well, I mean, I feel like all of the three of us could talk forever, and I'm thankful that we're gonna have another episode together, but on your podcast coming up July 12th, I believe you said.
Yes. July 12th, you guys will be my guest and it will be live. So if anybody wants to join, you guys can email me at theoracleblonde@gmail.com and I'll send the Zoom link so you can attend live and ask questions to Sarah and Biliana. And we're just going to talk about anything and everything, just like we always do. But if there's any specific topics that you guys want us to discuss or whatever, just let us know. But I
Yeah.
do want to
Yeah.
talk about dreams and stuff too, because I'm sure between now and then, the three of us will have some fascinating dreams to talk about. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it because I feel with Dream Oracle for You, although we can go off and talk spiritual stuff and whatnot. I always try to keep us on track with dreams just because that's the theme of the podcast. But for yours, we're open.
it's mind,
Wide
body,
open.
heart, and soul, baby. So we're open to anything.
Yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be great. Cool.
Yeah.
Billiana, is there anything
Cool.
on your heart for today?
Thank you. Just thank you.
Oh.
I was just exciting just to do this, just to chat. Like we have no topic, agendas, like hoping to have people come on and talk. It didn't matter how many, but I got Ange, so it doesn't matter. Like,
Well, and don't
even
forget
if it
our
was just you and
beautiful
me
guests
too.
that have been joining us in the chat. So it was really nice to have Urania
Yes.
support us and
Yeah.
Francis chime in. And who knows, there might have been other people listening in that were just listening in and didn't, say hello in the
Yeah.
chat or anything like that. So
It doesn't matter,
it
even if it
doesn't.
was just you and me having a chat, like,
The good old days.
it's great. Yeah. So yeah, thank you. Just thank you. That's all.
Oh, you're welcome to both of you. And thank you, Angie, for like I logged in earlier. I was like, do I have anybody register for the live event? And then I saw your name. I was like, yay! We've got one. This is gonna be great.
I don't know. I kept
Yeah.
being pushed today to like, don't forget, watch the time, watch the time. And so I made sure. So I'm glad I did. It's been
Well,
fun.
well, thank you to ourselves and to Source for pushing that along because
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I don't want to wrap up, but I should wrap up because it's also getting close to bedtime for me.
Yes.
So I guess thank you, Angie. Thank you, Biliana. Today has been a wonderful chat, as it always is. This episode has been recorded. It will be posted 2 weeks from now because we do have Angie's episode 34, that actually should come out as soon as I edit it. So it should come out within a couple days. And thank you to everybody who joined us or those who are going to join us in the future and watch this video later. Thank you to all of our guests and supporters. We love you all. And if you want to be on our show, just reach out to us. You can reach out to us at DreamOracle4U.com. We also have a dream portal, which we actually have a couple people that are starting to join us in the dream portal now and start discussions there. So if you want to discuss dreams in a non-live format and just in an online kind of forum base, check us out at the Dream Oracle for You. I think it's /dream portal. All of this will be in the show notes. Thank you, everyone, and please keep on dreaming. Okay, now I have to figure out how to end the live. That's the one part I didn't look into. I was like, well, I know how to start it. Okay, this is funny.